Hi friends. We have just started a small initiative for the members of NSRCEL by other participants of NSRCEL, and we are sharing the expertise which we are having. So last time we had a session on selecting sustainable legal structure I had taken the session. The recording is there. Today we have our expert Shilpi Kulshrestha, and she's a corporate lawyer, company secretary, and founder of BusinessExcellence.com. She will give her detailed introduction. And so over to you, Shilpi. And today's session will be basics of brand registration.
Thank you so much, Nehal. First of all, a big thank you because you are the one who actually started this, initiative. Last time I was not able to join the session because I was a bit busy at one of the sad part of my family. We lost somebody, so last time I was there only. But it is such a wonderful, I would say, initiative because we all are females, a part of this particular group. Whether we are selected or not, obviously our journey will continue, and to continue our journey, it's the continuous learning is an integral part to get the success and to achieve the goals. So first of all, thank you so much. And apart from that, I would like to thank you other participants as well who has taken out time and joined this particular session. And I'll try my best to explain about the basics of brand registrations, how they can go ahead, and what is the stage, on which stage or maybe at which stage they should go ahead, and what exactly is trademark, what is the process and documentation. And I will be also touching upon a small part on the Startup India, because in the group, when somebody asked what exactly is the process, I volunteered to tell her that. And so many other participants also shown their interest, like we would also like to join the discussion. So I thought to take this opportunity to and add this particular slide, even though I know, Nehal, you discussed this last week, but I'm sure some of the participants must have missed the opportunity to hear you. So I'll be touching upon a small part, and rest the participant can go through and check your recording as well. Meanwhile, if somebody else would like to say something, it will be really good to connect. And one more request, like if you all can switch on your videos, because it will be easy to connect and remember each and every face, and connecting on a video call is better than off video or on call kind of thing. Thank you so much for switching on your camera. And I mean, anyone can go ahead, and I mean, we can still utilize 1 minute. Nehal, you are on mute.
Everybody can introduce themselves in the chat box, and you can even start the thing. So, and whatever other questions also can keep on coming. Would you like to keep it interactive? So you would like to take the questions in between or at the end of the session?
I think end of the session would be better.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Okay. So Q&A will be at the end of the session. Q&A we will keep at the end. And your name, brand name, because brand name is important, and stage you can write in the chat box, because today's entire session is about brand, building the brand. Yep.
Yeah, I think we can start it now, Nehal, because it's already 4:05.
Over to you, Shilpi.
Okay, thank you so much, Nehal, and other participants to join the session. And yeah, this is Shilpi Kulshrestha. I'm a corporate lawyer, company secretary, and founder of BusinessExcellence.com. And today I will be talking about basics of brand registration, and little bit I will also touch about Startup India recognition as well. Now, if we talk about so before deep diving into the topic, I would Nehal, some disturbances coming. I think if each and everyone
I will stop. I will mute everybody. Yeah. Shilpi, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Uh, Shilpi, request to
Yes,
unmute
yes,
yourself. Yeah.
yes, yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, let me go ahead. Okay, so before deep diving into the topic, first I would like to tell you about myself. So it's like know your trainer. So before deep diving into the topic, let's discuss what we are actually, discussing today. So we will be discussing what exactly is IPR, intellectual property rights, what is the trademark, what is the registration process, list of the document, what kind of documents you actually need to, register your trademark or brand mark, and lastly, we will be also touching upon the startup recognition. And now, if I talk about myself, so I'm a corporate lawyer and company secretary. I'm a founder of BusinessExcellence.com, which I started in 2021. Apart from that, I have a 12 years of experience. I'm an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India since 2012, and I'm a law graduate from Delhi University. Apart from that, I'm a master, in commerce and bachelor in commerce. And apart from that, I have did some of the certification course. One is including intellectual property right, technical contracts, and basics of investment in angel investments. And now, if I quickly touch upon what exactly is business excellence. So business excellence, we provide trusted legal solution for real world and are committed to the excellence, as the name shows. And our services includes registration and certifications, compliance management, contract management, legal training, policies and process implementation, data privacy protection, business compliance, labor law compliances, finance and taxation. And if I, name few of the work that we handle to just make these legal term bit easy. So it's include all your commercial contracts, your privacy, drafting of privacy policy, drafting of terms of website use, employment agreement, drafting of HR related policies, leave policies, work ethic policies, and apart from that, posh related policies, prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. And I have trained more than 1,500 individuals on this particular topic, prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, including directors, etc. So this is the work we do. Apart from that, we also deal into the labor law compliances and other business related compliances. So end to end corporate legal solution we have. So you name it, we have it. It's just that. Now let's quickly jump to the topic, today's topic, which is intellectual property rights. So let's understand what is IPR. So any and all rights associated with the intangible assets owned by a person or company and protected against use without consent. So basically, this is a legal definition of intellectual property right. But if I talk about in a very simple and plain language, so basically any right which is associated with the intangible asset. Intangible asset means the asset that you cannot touch. So phone is my tangible asset, I can touch it, but my brand name I cannot touch it. So that is the intangible assets. So any right which is associated with the intangible assets and protected against the use without your consent. So nobody can use that particular asset without your consent is the intellectual property right. And if we learn this particular definition from its word itself, so intellectual, something related to the intellect, something comes from your intellect, your mind is your property. So this particular law or this particular framework has been defined and made to protect your rights related to your intellect, creativity, and your intellect you know babies, I would say. And intangible assets is non-physical asset that the company owns. This is what just I told you. Now if I talk about what can be an IPR, so your patents can be your IPR, your domain names, your industrial designs, confidential information, inventions, work of authorship, service marks, logos, trademark, design, business trade names, commercial secrets, and computer software. These all are few of the names that covers under the intellectual property right. So suppose if you are looking to register any of these, then you need to get the registration done under the intellectual property right laws. Here we will be talking about trademark more, but before explaining the trademark, I would also like to touch upon the patent, copyright, and trademark. So IPR generally, even though these are the patents, domain name, etc., this is the list is the example of intellectual property rights or non-physical assets. Majorly, intellectual property rights can be divided into three major categories. One is patents, another is copyright, and third one is trademark. Now, if we talk about patent, so patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention. So to get anything patented, invention is the keyword, and the invention could be a product or process, anything can be invented, and the product or the process should be a new way of doing something. It should be something very new, very new, and a solution to a problem. It could be technical solution and sometimes non-technical as well, but yes, something different, something innovative. So that can be patented. To get the patent, technical information about the invention must be disclosed to the public in the patent application. So make sure, if you are deciding to get your process or product patented, it's really important to keep this particular important aspect of this patent application, that each and every process or the style of making that particular product is going to be disclosed before the public. So patent is all about disclosing your process and disclosing your way of doing that particular thing or innovation. Now let's quickly touch upon the copyright. So copyright is defined as a legal right of the proprietor for intellectual property. So no other person can replicate the same without seeking your permission. So if you are having copyright on any of your work, any of your creative work, which is a baby of your intellect, and if you are having a copyright, then no one else can copy that particular of your work. And this work can include your book, your video, motion pictures, and music composition and computer programs. These can be copyrighted. And now if I talk about trademark, so before deep diving into the trademark, let me quickly tell you the difference between patent and copyright. So patent is something, patent rights can be patent registration can be done, which is something innovative, while the copyright can be taken, which is something created out of your mind. This is the basic difference between these two aspects. Now let's talk about trademark. So trademark basically is the identification of your brand, identification of your product or service. So the term trademark refers to a recognizable sign, phrase, word, or symbol. So anything which is actually help you to recognize something. And if I talk about something, so something means the product, the process, or the company, the name, the brand value. So that is the trademark, and that denotes the specific product and legally differentiates it from other products of its kind. So basically trademark is something which makes you distinguish, which help you to identify your identity, is the trademark. So see, I have mentioned few of the trademarks like IBM, Nivea, Facebook, Coca-Cola, Starbucks. These are few of the, even if you see Starbucks is not mentioned over there, like in the name, like STAR, it's not mentioned over there. Still we can recognize it Starbucks. Or Skype, we can recognize this is the logo of the Skype, even though it is not mentioned. Or maybe for that matter, McDonald, only the M is recognized, M is mentioned, still we can recognize this is McDonald, right? So these kind of marks are the trademark actually. And trademark can, you can name it trademark, you can name it logo, you can name it brand mark. All the three are similar. Now let's understand trademark much more in detail. So now let's understand what you can trademark and what is not eligible to get registered as trademark. So if I talk about can, so what can be and cannot be defined as registered as a trademark. So if I talk about can, so any phrase, word, symbol, logo, or color, all are eligible to get the trademark, and anything that distinguish or goods, product, or services from other qualifies a trademark. And for your surprise, even a smell of fragrance can also be a trademark. We always think that like only phrase, word, these kind of things trademark. Even a smell or fragrance can be trademark, but it has a different kind of a, I would say, process. But it's easy to get trademark registration done for phrase, word, symbol, logo, colors, and the combination of all of this. Now, if I talk about what cannot be trademarked, so similar sound words, for example, Tata, Bata, Puma. So Bata is, matching with Bata, or Puma is matching with Puma. So you cannot, so the word with similar sound cannot be, registered. A trademark which shows kind or quality. So perfect takers cannot be, trademarked, or 10-liter bottles cannot be trademarked. Geographical locations, you can't get the trademark registration done for the geographical location and the generic name, the Swami Vivekanand, Lord Ganesha, Jesus, or Radha, Krishna. You cannot trademark these, the generic name. So the generally available name. So we really need to understand the basic or the soul of the trademark. So trademark should be something that shows that make you different from others. So if you are going to have these kind of word trademark, they are not going to make you different. They are going to confuse the public, confuse the consumer. That's the reason you cannot trademark these kind of words, sounds, or phrases or logos, whatever it is. Now the question is, can the word trademark be trademarked, or can the word register be registered? So answer is no. Reason behind this is a very generic word. So before deciding whether you really want to register your mark or not, it's really important whether you are falling into the generic one or not. If you are falling into the generic one, the application definitely is going to reject. So it's good to identify a different name, a new name that makes you distinguish, that makes you different from other, and that helps consumer you to recognize in the market among others, your competitor, etc. Now if I talk about registration process, so in a one go registration process includes search, application, examination, report, publication, and then registration. But if we talk about in detail, so documents include the name of the individual applicant. So trademark can be trademark registration can be taken in the name of individual as well as in the name of company. So it's not always necessary to have a private limited company or proprietorship firm or any other kind of a entity while applying the trademark. You can have the trademark in your name as well. But if you are already having a registered entity, it's always good to take a trademark registration in the entity name, because ultimately it's showing showing your business, showing your product, showing your services. But otherwise it's not mandatory. The only thing is, suppose today I am running my venture BusinessExcellence.com, and suppose it's not registered as an entity today, but I want to get it registered so that no one is going to copy this. So I can get it registered in my name today, and tomorrow when I will have a private limited company or firm, etc., what I can do, I can transfer my trademark to that particular company. However, it has a separate process. So transfer process is a separate process and separate fees. So it's always good to have a trademark directly in the name of the company. But if you think your company is going to take 1 year or maybe 2 years down the line, or you are still in the process of getting hands on your product and services, it's good to take it in your name, because your registration going to protect your mark. Otherwise someone else will copy it and use it, right? So what all are documents required? So name of the individual means the name of the applicant is required. The authorized signatory's name is detail is required. Name of the brand or your mark or the mark or logo file is required, and description. What exactly is the description of your particular brand name, and what is the first date it was used. So first date could be any date. I mean your first date when you actually posted something with this particular logo on YouTube or maybe some other social media, or you went and attended some of the session with this particular logo, or when you actually purchased your domain. The only thing is, whatever date you are giving, that you should have a proper valid proof or evidence to show that you actually use that particular trademark or domain trademark or brand name on that particular date. So for example, I want to get business excellence registered as a trademark. So what I need to tell, well, I need to tell the name of the brand and my details. And apart from that, I also need to provide a logo file, and the dimension of logo file is to be 8 centimeter by 8 centimeter. It is the mandatory dimension. You need to fit your logo in this dimension only. And the trade description and trade services. And why I'm talking about trade description or your description of your goods and services, because trademark comes with the classes. There are almost 45 to 48 classes in the trademark, and we before applying your trademark, it is really important to identify the right class. So sometimes your trademark can fall into the one class, or maybe sometime it can fall into the 3 classes as well simultaneously. So for example, you are a baker, you are baking something, and you are also having the cafe. So in that case, your trademark will fall into the 2 classes. One is food and another is restaurant. So accordingly, the class is also important. You can get your trademark registration in more than one class as well, if you think your product is falling or your brand name is falling in some other product as well, right? So these are the documents required, and this is the steps. So first step is the kind of a trademark search. So for example, I want to get the business excellence registered, so first I need to go and check whether it is already a registered mark or not, and or similar mark is already registered, or something related to or matching with the business excellence in terms of phonetic as well. First we need to check. If we think if we find that in the trademark search report nothing is matching, then it's good to apply for the trademark, and it's good to file the application. Once the application is filed, it allotted to the respective trademark registry. So basically trademark is, it's a central act, but it works as state wise or jurisdiction wise. Few of the state comes under one jurisdiction, few of the states comes under one jurisdiction. It's that kind of scenario. So according to your state, according to your address of the applicant, the your application goes to that respective registry. After that, that respective registry or trademark authority examine your application, check all the details, and issue the examination report. That examination report comes with the objection as well as acceptance. If it comes with the acceptance, the next step is the general publication and then the registration, which happens in a very very less cases, only 1 or 2% only, I would say. The rest, all other case goes through the right hand side of, for me it's right hand side, yes, right hand side of the process: objected, reply to the examination report, hearing, then general publication, opposition, and registration. These are few of the steps mentioned in the trademark registration process. And why I'm explaining trademark registration process to you, because trademark registration generally takes 12 to 15 months, and these are the various timelines mentioned as per the steps, like 10 to 15 days and 2 months from the filing of the application to the allotment of your application to the respective trademark registry, then acceptance, and after acceptance it is mandatory for the trademark department to publish your trademark within 4 months to the trademark general, and after 5 months only they can issue the registration. Or if it is objected, then within 30 days the objection reply should be filed, and within 6 months hearing can be done. And even though it is mentioned 6 months, as per law, but considering the volume of the trademark registration happening in India, one of my clients, for one of my clients, I applied it last year in June 2021, and I got the hearing notice in July 2021 only. And even today I'm waiting for the hearing date. It's not happened yet. So that depends upon the volume of the trademark registration to the respective jurisdiction and respective trademark registry. So this is the reason I was explaining why it takes too much time. So it generally takes 12 to 15 months. It's a minimum time. One of my clients, I filed it in December 2020, and now it is at the last stage, and I'm expecting to get it done in next 1 or 2 months only. Now let's quickly talk about the government fees for the proprietor and individual. So for the proprietor and individual, government fees is rupees 4,500. And if the private limited company wants to get the trademark registration done, is 9,000. But here a catch: if your private limited company is MSME or startup registration, if you are having a startup registration, then you are going to get 50% discount in your trademark application as well as other IPR applications too. This particular fees applies to the this 50% discount applies to the patents and copyrights too. So 50% discount. So the original fees for the companies is 9,000 rupees. So applying this MSME and startup recognition, I would say discount, it comes at around 4,500. So this is the government fees. Apart from that, your professional, professional fees is addition to this particular fees. So this is the fees about the trademark registration. And now I'm on the conclusion part of this particular session. So trademark is for protecting the name of the product or service rather than product itself. So it's really important to keep this keep this into the mind. The trademark registration is protecting your identity, not your product itself. To protect your product, there are certain other ways to protect it. Like for example, if you are a jewelry designer, so design registration is different kind of registration. If you are registering your trademark, it's not necessary, like no one else cannot copy your jewelry designs. So it's really important to get the registration done at the right time for the right category. The term of trademark protection is 10 years. So once you get the registration done for your trademark, for your logo or for your brand name, you have this registration validity for 10 years, and you need to renew it before the expiry of the 10 years. So before the expiry of the 10 years, and if I talk about when exactly the right time to start the renewal process, so 6 months before the expiry of the 10 years is the right time to start the process. And if in case you are not some for any reason you forget to uh, file the renewal application, or something happened, like you couldn't file the renewal application, there is a very short period of time when you can go and restore the trademark registration, and that time is only 1 year only. Apart from that, you won't be able to restore this particular trademark. So I got this query from one of my clients in a month back, and they wanted to that mark was, I would say, expired, or validity period was expired in 2017, and after that they couldn't kind of a restore it, or never applied for the renewal, and now they want to get that trademark done, have that particular trademark registration done in their name once again, or they want kind of a renewal once again. But it's not possible now. The trademark authority said no, they either they need to apply it fresh, or they need to wait until it's abandoned. The penalties against offenses related to the trademark can range from fine to imprisonment. So basically, this last line is related to the litigation, related to the matter of discussion in the court. So somebody is actually infringing your trademark. So suppose I'm using business excellence, and somebody else start using this business excellence. So it's the onus will be upon me, like he or she is infringing my right. I already had the right on business excellence, and now somebody else is using it and taking the benefit of this mark. So this will always be a matter of litigation in the court. And if I kind of get proof that like my mark has been wrongly used by other person, then the penalties has been defined in the Trademark Registration Act 1999, and these penalties range from fine to imprisonment depending upon the nature of the infringement. This was all about trademark registration. And now, if let's quickly touch upon the startup recognition as well, because few of the people, I mean, participants wanted to understand how to, go for the startup recognition in India. So startup, what qualifies as startup recognition? So an entity which is a private limited company or a registered partnership. So here the key term is registered partnership, not the partnership. Your partnership should be the registered one, or the LLP. Only these three entities are eligible to get the startup recognition. So first of all, if you really want to go to get this particular recognition, you need to identify whether you are falling in these three categories or not. Second, your venture should not be older than 10 years. And third one, your turnover should not be exceed 100 crores. And fourth one, which is a very important part on basically the deciding factor for the issuance authorities, is the point number 4. So your startup should be working towards the innovation, development, and improvement of product or process or services, and your model should be scalable. Even though this line looks a very repetitive or buzzword kind of words, this line having like innovation is a buzzword nowadays, or scalable business is a buzzword. But in your application, you should be able to actually convince them like you are actually developing or improving any product or process. Your business is something related to the innovation, and your business is scalable, because in few of the cases innovation is there but scalability is not there, as we have all learned in the MOOC, right? So this 4 point is really important to work upon before applying for the startup registration, startup recognition. And now let's see what are the important questions and information and documents required to get the startup registration done and startup recognition done, to receive the startup recognition. So brief description of the business of your company is really important. So the right kind of description is important, crisp and right kind of description. Then what kind of problem you are solving. So basically, if you are solving a problem, then you are innovative. This is comes with the definition. And how does your startup process to solve this problem? So what problem you are solving, and how you are actually solving your problem. So first you need to tell what exactly you are doing, and second you actually need to tell your process to doing it basically, and what is the uniqueness of your solution, how you are different from other startups in India or other ventures who are working in India, how you are different from them, and what exactly is your USP, and how does your startup generate revenue. This is also again an important part to show the scalability of the business. And company presentation and business plan is also important, and it's good to always upload with the application of the startup recognition, because it helps other authorities to understand your business idea, your innovation, your services, and your business model, revenue model, etc. So here, as we all are the part of the move, it's always good to upload your lean canvas as well, because that will help other authorities to understand what exactly about your business, and it will be easy for them to issue this particular certificate or recognition as soon as possible. And if I talk about benefits of the Startup India registration, so Startup India registration has some of the tax benefit, but these tax benefits are related to the investment. If you are getting some sort of investment from the angel investor or venture capitalist, obviously a few of the benefits in terms of taxations are available to you. And another benefit, as I mentioned to you, if you are a startup registered entity, then you are going to get 50% discount in your IPR registration, be it patent, be it copyright, be it design, or be it trademark registration. Apart from that, there is a concept of self certification for the labor law. So for 6 labor law act, if I talk about 6 labor law act, minimum wages act, payment of wages act, PF, ESI, bonus, prevention of sexual harassment, these all are sort of a and maternity act, these comes under the labor law act basically. So there are lots of labor laws, are the most complex laws in India, and they require lots of compliances. But if you are a startup registered entity, there is only one compliance, that is self declaration for next 3 years from the date of incorporation if you are registered startup, right? So that benefit is available. Apart from that, if you explore this particular, I would say, portal, there are lots of schemes available. Many state-wise schemes are coming up, many industry-wise schemes are coming up. So if you are registered, you can be a part of that particular scheme. I mean, you can participate for that particular scheme, and you can get benefit and you can be eligible for lots of grants from the government of India. Apart from that, if you want to understand about this particular recognition in detail, so last week Nehal also covered this particular topic in her presentation. So recordings is already distributed, I mean shared on the group, so you can go and check the recording, and you can come up with your questions either to Nehal or to me as per your convenience. So that's what about the Startup India registration, trademark registration. Now I would be happy to take the questions. I tried to cover whatever I thought would be better to, to the people who are from the non-legal background. Basically, I tried to keep it very simple. Otherwise, this topic is a bit, I would say, heavy topic in terms of for the legal students. But I try to keep it simple. So, I mean, I'll be happy to take the questions. Thank you so much.
Shilpi, amazing session. Thank you very much. And we have first question from Sonia, I think so. Yeah. So Sonia, you can unmute yourself and take, and another few people have also raised their hands. Yeah. Yes, it was really very informative.
Thank you. I hope it is.
Yeah, Sonia. Sonia is there. Okay, so Sonia has a question. Shilpi, she had typed in chat that where can we check the classes if our brand is available in a particular class?
You can check it on Google. You just need to
if you can give the link, our startup trademark link, where they can check that 46.
I'll share that link in the Telegram group. I'll share the link in Telegram group. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, you can mention it on the. I mean, you can put it on Google like trademark class for food industry, so you'll get there.
Perfect. Yeah, Prabhojot. Prabhojot, you are. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah. We have allowed everybody. Please unmute yourself. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 I was shared the rights. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Jyoth, and like I'm just 21 years old. So like I'm into education industry from like past 4 years since I started my graduation only. So I
Okay.
am doing a edtech startup kind of thing where I'll be providing every solution that every problem I face myself while learning a skill and to get a job in that. So I'm providing that. So my question is like if I want to patent my idea or something that because my idea is something to patent my content because the content I'll be providing students that will be very exclusive and I'm into data stability also. I'm a computer science engineer, so I know how data we have to sustain our data. So I'm using 60% of data already, which is already available on the internet. So how could I use that 60% of the data which is already available? So how can I use that? Because obviously they will be having their copyright also on that. So what is the process to ask them? So if I can share their content on my platform.
Okay, so Prabjot, first of all, you are an inspiration for us. Like you, as you mentioned, you are just 21 and you are doing lots of things.
Yeah,
And now, if I answer your question, so your first question is you want to get your idea patent. So here you need to understand idea cannot be registered at all because idea is not, it's just a thought, right? So
yeah,
it's not a work. It's not a work. So you can't register your idea neither as a patent nor as a copyright. And now if I talk about your content, your own created content, you can get the copyright done for your content. And now if I answer your third question, which is related to using others content on your website, you can always do that by giving the credit. You must have read in newspaper, if somebody is taking other newspapers, news or PTI, they
yeah.
generally take news from the PTI, they always give sources PTI. So you can always use their content, their pictures, their videos, or their website, but you need to give the credit to them. So for example, something you are taking from Bloomberg, so source Bloomberg or credit Bloomberg, content credit Bloomberg, this is what you can mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a one more question. Can I?
STEM monsters. Sonali.
Yeah, hi,
Sonali.
hi. Yeah, hi, Shilpi. Thanks, Nehal. Shilpi, I was just a little confused for the Startup India recognition. Is it not necessary to have the DPIIT recognition first, or is it
Yeah, it's
independent?
not, it is volunteer. It is volunteer. You, if you
It is
want to have it,
voluntary.
yes, if you want to have it, you can apply for it. It's not mandatory.
So earlier it was mandatory, right?
No,
Anybody who is,
no,
no, it was never mandatory. Any
no.
benefits, any pros and cons?
Yes, if you are registered, then only you will be eligible to get the benefit of these particular initiative by
Yeah,
Government of India.
okay.
If you
So
are not
just
registered,
for the
then you won't be able to.
certification, it is not necessary. For the benefits that come along with it, it is necessary.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Else would like to have a question, ask question to Shilpi?
I think Prabjot had one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So there's a thing like that was a sort of my college project, and that was based on like waste management and all this stuff. So that project was like on the water management, like how we can save water and utilize water. So that I made a model using 3D modeling softwares. So if I can I do something because I am into education industry, I can't do that. But I know and my team knows that the product we have made, the idea, the process we have done is actually very useful for the society, and the tons of waters will be saved and reused from by the filtration process and everything. So if there is something legal, like we can give it to the government, or they can do it in by their own or to a private company, because personally we can't do that because I'm not into that industry. I don't know the filtration processes exactly, but in my engineering I had learned that and I made a model, 3D model. So is there anything that we can give it to the government so they can make the modifications on their end and make it more valuable and do it for the sake of the society and society's betterment?
Yes, definitely you can. That so many companies are doing CSR projects, so you can give your project as a CSR project to them, or if you think you can do the improvements and you can make it, better, or your process is innovative or your process is new, you can get it patented done first, and then what you can do, you can assign your right. So what we can do, we can either use any IPR, and if I talking about any IPR, means patent, means trademark, means copyright. So what you can do, you can get it done in your name, and further you can assign it through the agreement, and you can get consideration against that. So for example, I know how to make the mobile, for example. So what I can do, I can first get this patented done in my name, in the name of Shilpi Kulshrestha. Then I can assign my rights to you, to Pravjot Kaur, to use that particular process, and again some of the consideration, for example 50,000 a year or 1 lakh of a year. So that kind of process can also be done with any of the IPR.
Okay, and like this is a basic something that in this case I am patenting my idea or my process and then assigning it to a different company. So this
Yeah,
is it.
so first you need to create the process, then you need to get the patent done, then only you can assign.
Okay,
Otherwise
so
you
in
won't be
what
able to assign,
form?
because you, in that case, you won't be having a right. So IPRs are like having the property. So suppose if I'm having a home, so I have two options: either I can use it for my own purpose, or I can let it out, right? So so you can also do the similar thing with your IPRs. Either you can use it, otherwise you can let it out in consideration of the rent or the fees.
So in what form I should make my process done? Like that's a 3D model, that's in computer. Or most I can do is I can make a model like visual model,
You
a
need to
small
make the prototype. You need to make the prototype and get it registered through, get it patented.
physical prototype I have to make.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other question we have?
So, for the benefit of all the way, Shilpi, you told that yeah, patent when you are doing, you are sharing entire your all information. So, what you will suggest to the startups who are just starting, whether to go for a trade secret or patent, and what is trade secret in just a brief?
So trade secret, basically the recipe of Coke. The recipe of Coke is a trade secret. Or the recipe of Haldiram, the dal makhni of Haldiram is a trade secret, right? So these are the trade secret which nobody can copy it. I mean, you want like anybody else to copy it, otherwise you are going to lose your market. This is a trade secret, secret of your trade, secret of your business. This is the trade secret. So this is the trade secret. And apart from that, if I talk about patent, so patent is, again, you can get your patent done against any process or against any innovation. So IP are basically three different categories. So trademark falls for the brand name only. Copyright falls for the creative work in terms of book, music, songs, and software programs, etc. And patent is for innovations only. So anybody who wants to get the IPR done, first he or she needs to identify in which category his or her requirement falls. Then accordingly, the next step can be taken.
And can you touch upon the design which you right now told, if you are into a jewelry business, or maybe few people maybe have a good packaging or a aesthetics,
Yes,
so you talked
yes.
about the designing. Yeah.
Yes, so that can be registered under Design Act. There is a separate Design Act has been introduced by Government of India to get the design done. So registration. So this bottle has it's a specific design. So this
Right.
can be designed, or jewelry can be designed. Your clothes can be designed. These all can be designed.
Yeah.
Registered in this particular law.
Right. Right. So, and the $1 million question: how to have a unique name for your business? The way you told that ultimately, if you can't have a generic name, So how to find that unique name, like we have Swiggy, Zomato, or Uber, and so what are the tips you will give to the startups, because they are just in the ideation stage, they have not registered any company. So what are some key tips you
So
will give?
so first of all, we should try to avoid the common words related to that particular domain. So if I talk about interior designing or the cosmetic surgery, the term aesthetic is very common there. Aesthetic, if I talk about interior designing and cosmetic, so term aesthetic is there, so it is a generic word for that particular industry. And if I talk about legal industry, so something related to the legal, and half word related to the legal, so which is again a very common or generic word in that particular industry. So it's always good to think something different which is not related to or not a keyword of that particular industry. Is always good to have your brand name. And it's always good to have, before having that particular name, to check as a trademark search whether already something is registered or not, or something is existing or not. Or for that matter, you can generally search in the Google. So somebody has mentioned blissful mind. Before using it too much as your brand name, it's good to search in the Google like blissful mind. So whatever is coming, or bliss, whatever is coming. I know some hotel with this name. I know some L&D particular L&D agency with this name. So blissful is again a very common or generic word. So
Hello.
if you are, yes, Lakshya.
Yeah, Aisha, I was the person who write that. In fact, I was about to ask this question, and thank you. You mentioned it on your own. Like I have, like I am on the ideation stage, and I'm still looking for a name. Like I have a domain on this name, so I thought I can take this forward. But this is the question. Yeah, blissful mind. Already, a lot of people in the domain of psychology or other domains, people have this name. But I'm going to have a podcasting platform. So as a
Okay.
podcasting platform, can I trademark this name or something?
So if you go individually for this name, the chances are very less. But
Okay.
what you can do, you can design your logo in such a manner which is not matching with others, and which is
Others.
actually making you distinguish. So in that way, blissful mind, with the combination of colors, with the combination of logo, you can create a single, I would say, single mark जिसमें blissful mind भी लिखा हुआ है. Blissful mind is mentioned over there. The colors are different.
Yeah.
And
So that
it
can
is
be
making
trademarked.
yeah, that can be registered then at that
But
place.
agar there are two companies working in different domains, like with any name, but different domains, so they cannot trademark their name.
It's not about domain, it's about class, I guess. You
The class,
want to
maybe.
mention the class. Yes.
Yeah.
So if something mentioned, I mean registered
So
in
basically,
class 9.
if someone is in edutech and the other person is doing some e-commerce or say some health service with the same name, so they cannot trademark their name if they have the same name.
No, they can in that case. A name can be registered once in one class. So there are 45 class, so one name can be registered in 45 times in all 45 classes.
Okay, so that's the
Hi.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I have a question. Hi, my
Yeah,
name is Anuja, and मैं अभी kind of piloting stage पर जा रही हूँ, और मैंने मेरे social impact initiative का नाम रखा है इति Skills School for Climate Action. इति is in honor of my late sister, जिसकी skills मैं सिखाना चाहती हूँ rural और underprivileged schools को. So वो मैं ऐसा ही रखना चाहती थी. So now इसलिए मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, is that name like आप उसके बारे में क्या बोलोगे?
तो आप इति स्कूल जो है ना, उसको आप ट्रेडमार्क करा सकते हो. इति स्कूल क्लाइमेट चेंज, ये एक बहुत लंबा कुछ आइडेंटिफाई करवा रहा है. तो
इति स्किल स्कूल फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज. तो पहले वो सिर्फ इति स्किल स्कूल था, मैंने उसमें फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज इसलिए लिखा क्योंकि हर कोई मुझसे पूछता था स्किल स्कूल फॉर व्हाट. तो मुझे लगा कि मैं अगर ऐसे लिखती हूँ बिकॉज क्लाइमेट एक्शन एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी ये फ्यूचर स्किल्स हैं जो सबको होना चाहिए, तो मैंने इसलिए उसको ऐसे बनाया. और उसका शॉर्ट फॉर्म जो है ना ISSCA है, मतलब इसका, जो हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, इसका, उसका, मेरा, तेरा.
I got it. एफोस्ट्रोफी वाला ऐसे.
या सो जब हम इसका लिखते हैं या बोलते हैं तो इसका मतलब है ये हर एक स्टूडेंट का है, हर एक टीचर का है, हर एक स्कूल का है, दैट काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन। और उसका लोगो भी बनाया है जिसमें कि ऐसे लीफ के ऊपर एक टीचर या मदर है और उसके थोड़ी सी ऊपर वाली लीफ में एक स्टूडेंट है। सो इट्स लाइक ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो मदर या टीचर उसको एनकरेज करके ऊपर कर रही है, और उसके बगल में लिखा है इति स्किल स्कूल, और वो टी के दो हैं, उसमें दो अलग अलग हेड्स हैं, मतलब डाइवर्सिटी, मेन वेमेन एवरीवन। सो ऐसा
तो अगर
मैंने
आपने ऐसा
सोचा
कुछ
जब हम
कॉम्बो बनाया है तो आई मीन यू कैन अप्लाई फॉर दिस। हालांकि
ओके
इटीज चेक करना पड़ेगा इटी से ऑलरेडी रिलेटेड कितने हैं, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट श्योर एज ऑफ नाउ इस वर्ड से रिलेटेड, बट मुझे नहीं लगता वैसे कि इटी से बहुत ज्यादा होंगे। इट्स हिंदी वर्ड, इवन दो इट्स नॉट वेरी आई वुड
इट्स
से,
नॉट अ वेरी कॉमन नेम, या
हाँ इट्स नॉट अ वेरी
इट वाज अ
कॉमन
पेट टू,
नेम।
या
हाँ, अच्छा अच्छा, आई नो somebody, I mean it's a name of a girl, I mean I know somebody
या
with this name, a girl. सो
या
चांसेस आए हैं आप इसमें अगर पूरा करके देखें, और लास्ट में जो फॉर फॉर क्लाइमेट चेंज को आप नीचे एज अ काइंड ऑफ अ टैग लाइन छोटा सा जो होता है ना उस तरीके से यूज करेंगे। मतलब
ओके।
फोकस
सो
आपका इटीज
स्किल
स्किल
स्कूल,
स्कूल पे रहे तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा,
हाँ जी हाँ
बिकॉज
जी,
बिकॉज फॉर
वही
क्लाइमेट
रहेगा।
चेंज इज, हाँ फॉर
वो
क्लाइमेट चेंज इज जेनरिक।
या उसी के ऊपर फोकस रहेगा, इति स्किल स्कूल। और दूसरी चीज पूछनी थी, मैंने आपका प्रेजेंटेशन में देखा, आपने बोला है कि फॉर यू टू बी अ स्टार्टअप यू हैव टू बी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड और एलएलपी। सो अभी तो मैं अकेली हूँ, तो मैंने ना तो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड उसे करा है ना तो एलएलपी करा है, और बहुत लोग ने मुझे बोला इफ यू आर गोइंग टू गेट ग्रांट्स और वर्क विद पीपल, तुम्हें सेक्शन 8 एज एन एनजीओ रजिस्टर करना चाहिए। तो दैट मीन्स कि मैं कभी भी स्टार्टअप नहीं रहूंगी।
नहीं नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। जो सेक्शन 8 कंपनीज भी होती हैं वो बाय नेचर प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनीज होती हैं। आपने अगर
अच्छा,
लास्ट सेशन नेहल का अटेंड किया हो तो शी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द सस्टेनेबल बिजनेस स्ट्रक्चर एंड शी टॉक्ड अबाउट द एंटिटीज एज वेल।
आई मिस्ड
हाँ,
इट,
आप
सॉरी।
कोई नहीं, रिकॉर्डिंग इज देयर ऑन द इन द ग्रुप, तो वो रिकॉर्डिंग आप
ओके,
देख सकते हैं। सो जो
ठीक है,
सेक्शन 8 कंपनी होती है दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी ओनली, तो वो उसमें
ओके,
आपको स्टार्टअप का रिकग्निशन आप ले सकते हैं। सो बेसिकली ना अभी क्या है कि स्टार्टअप इंडिया हम सबके दिमाग में बहुत घुस गया है, राइट? सो गवर्नमेंट नहीं चाहती कि हर दूसरी एंटिटी को वो स्टार्टअप बना दे,
हाँ
बिकॉज
जी,
स्टार्टअप का एक बेसिक इंटेंट है
हाँ
इसको मतलब सपोर्ट करने का। बट
हाँ,
सपोर्ट करने का मतलब ये नहीं ना कि हर किसी को कोई अगर बिजनेस भी करे, बिकॉज देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन बिजनेस एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। अभी
यस,
लोग, बहुत सारे लोग ये डिफरेंस ही नहीं समझते। वो एक बॉटल भी इधर से उठा के उधर बेच रहे होते हैं तो वो कहते हैं आई एम एंटरप्रेन्योर।
एग्जैक्टली।
राइट।
सो ये रिफाइन करने का उनका तरीका है गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज एंड रेगुलेशंस का, जिससे कि वो रिफाइन करेंगे कि कौन क्या बन सकता है, एंड क्या स्टेटस मिलेगा, ऐसा ना।
सो बेसिकली वो स्टार्टअप का स्टेटस सिर्फ उन्हीं को देना चाहते हैं जो या तो इनोवेशन में है, या वो कोई
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, और कोई वो
हाँ,
प्रोसेस ऐसी बना रहे हैं जो इनोवेटिव है और वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रही है। अगर
ठीक है,
कोई सिर्फ बिजनेस कर रहा है तो वो
हाँ,
स्टार्टअप नहीं है, तो वो उसको स्टार्टअप के बेनिफिट्स नहीं देना चाहते हैं।
हाँ, ठीक है। सो अगर मैं जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना चाहती हूँ वो ये है कि जो खटारा स्कूल्स हैं उनको मैं अडॉप्ट करके इम्प्रूव करके उनका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और फैसिलिटीज, टीचर ट्रेनिंग एंड स्टूडेंट स्किलिंग, सो मतलब एक जो तीनों पिलर्स हैं वो तीनों पिलर्स को एड्रेस, वो प्रॉब्लम एड्रेस करके जो माइग्रेशन है गांव से शहर, अल्टीमेटली वो बंद करना है और पॉवर्टी बंद करना है। दैट्स द ऑब्जेक्टिव।
आपका ये जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है ये बेसिकली आपको टाइप ऑफ एंटिटी क्या चूज करना चाहिए आपके इंटेंट पे डिपेंड करेगा कि आप ये अपना ऑब्जेक्टिव विद प्रॉफिट अचीव करना चाहती हैं या विदाउट प्रॉफिट अचीव करना चाहती हैं। अगर आप विद प्रॉफिट अचीव करना चाहती हैं तो आपको प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी रजिस्टर करनी चाहिए। अगर आप विदाउट प्रॉफिट अचीव करना चाहती हैं तो आपको सेक्शन 8 कंपनी अचीव करनी वो रजिस्टर करनी चाहिए।
Okay, now ये जो आपने मुझे बोला ना, this is like my question. With profit or without profit means how will I, if this is going to be my bread and butter, means if I'm not going to be working anywhere else and I'm just going to be doing this 24 hours, 365 days, so how do I earn a living? Like,
तो आप सेक्शन 8 कंपनी की जो नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट कंपनी होती हैं, जो एनजीओ कंपनी होती हैं, अगर आप उसमें काम कर रही हैं तो आप सैलरी ले सकती हैं, लेकिन अगर
yes,
आपसे उसमें शेयर होल्डिंग है तो आप डिविडेंड नहीं ले सकती। फॉर प्रॉफिट कंपनी में आप सैलरी भी ले सकती हैं और डिविडेंड भी ले सकती हैं.
अच्छा, सो ये बाद में चेंज किया जा सकता है? बिकॉज आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर अबाउट दिस राइट नाउ. मुझे वो ज्यादा नहीं पता इस बारे में.
चेंज किया जा सकता है. यस यस, ये किया जा सकता है. नेहल, वुड यू लाइक टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन? मुझे जहां तक याद है किया जा सकता है.
उसका प्रोसेस ऐसे भी लंबा हो जाएगा, सो वी कैन मतलब उनके साथ ऑफलाइन बैठ के उनका लीन कैनवास समझ के वी कैन चेक
Yes.
कि
Yes.
क्या हो सकता
I
है.
will really
Jennifer has
appreciate
a
that
question.
अगर आप-
Yeah, we will surely do. Jennifer has a question. Let's take her question.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you
sure.
so much. Thank
Anuja
you.
ma'am, we will connect with you 100%.
Pakka.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
yeah. Jennifer?
Hi, Shilpi, Nehal. Thanks for the informative session.
Hi,
Would like to
Jennifer.
ask, hi, Shilpi. I had DM'd you about the MSME. So,
Yeah,
I
I
thought,
think
yeah. What is the actual advantage of MSME? Like, I had registered in January 2022. And since mine is in a very ideation stage, I think this would suffice, right? For the time being, till there is a turnover.
Yeah, for the timing it suffices. I mean, MSME has a different kind of a set of a schemes.
Yeah.
Startup
Sole
India has a
proprietorship.
different kind of Startup India has different kind of set of the schemes. And if I talk about MSMEs, so MSME first help you to get the 50% discount for IPRs. This is the first benefit. Now the major benefit that is with the MSME is the payment protection. So if you are a MSME registered entity and you are, doing business with any of the private limited company, then that private limited company cannot, stop your payment or make keep you unpaid for 45 days or as per your contract. If your contract is having more days, then as per your contract means they are bound to, make payment within the timelines. If your contract is having the timelines, as per that timeline. If contract is not having the timelines, then within 45 days. If they are not following this particular requirement or infringing this particular requirement, you have a legal right to go and ask your payment, and the codes are a bit fast for this particular I would say infringement. And apart from that, private limited company would not like to stop your payment. Reason behind, you are appearing in their books and they need to file 2 times in a year filing with the ROC, and they need to tell the name of that particular venture जिसको कि they are not paying beyond 45 days or beyond the respective days.
ITR filing does it become mandatory? Like once you're registered
not ITR, that is a different filing. This is a MSME filing only with the registrar of companies.
Yeah. So what about ITR filing need not be done for MSME?
ITR is to be done for each and every entity, be it a proprietor, be it a partnership, LLP, private limited. There is nothing. So if you are having income, ITR is mandatory, and if you are not having income, nil ITR is mandatory.
No, but then I have done in my name, like ITR 1 as an individual.
That's completely fine, because proprietor means the individual only.
Yeah, because there are a lot of benefits under MSME, but this MSME registration, it's very strange. It does not even help you to get a current account. That is not valid.
MSME is not a kind of a recognition type of registration.
Yeah,
it's just for the benefit of a small, not mandatory, and it's just to take the benefit of MSME schemes, not for a kind of a registration. It's not a registration of the recognition of your business. It's not that.
Okay.
The purpose of MSME is completely different.
So like if you are registered under MSME also, you can register as a private or LLP, you mean?
Yes. Okay. Anytime.
Thank you,
But
Shilpi.
now there is unless you make a turnover from your once it grows from the what do you call ideation stage to a very full-fledged form, only then you need to think about the registration, I guess.
No need to think about registration.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Shilpi.
Thank you, Shilpi. Your wonderful session, Shilpi. You have covered more than your topic, all other questions also. This is the power of comprehensive services. So there are many questions from our members. The intent of our sessions are, we are going to cover all means we have understood that there are a lot of nitty-gritties on legal, finance, secretarial. So we are going to cover everything. Okay, last time we covered sustainable legal structure. Today we deep dive into branding. Next session we have Deval. Deval, are you there? Just a second, I will request her to unmute.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And just a second, Deval. So, and after that, there are a lot of questions about MSME. We will be helping you with a DIY process. आप खुद कर सकते हो. Startup India का भी, you can do it on your own. So before 31st August, you get your certificate. You will be clear with all the legal nitty-gritties and clear it. So over to you, Deval. And I will request you to offer a vote of thanks to Shilpi.
Yes, Shilpi, thank you so much, first of all.
Shilpi, just a sec. Can you close the slide so we can have a one photograph also? Group photograph.
Sure.
With everybody. Yeah. So
then I think we should request everyone to switch on the camera.
Whoever is comfortable, who can switch on the camera. First, we take a photograph and request Deval to do the formal vote of thanks. So say cheese. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, Deval.
Yes, first of all, Nehal, thank you so much for arranging it. Second is, thank you very much, Shilpi, for throwing lights on such an important topics. Few are really interesting and very new for me also. So I think it's very beneficial to all of us, all of our group members.
Thank you, Deval. Thank you, Nehal.
So friends, next week we have a session from Deval, 4 to 5. Deval, would you like to talk about the topic?
Nehal, can you please take it forward, as I am into something and in the middle of something? So
no problem. So we will be announcing the session next week and inform you well in advance. The recording of the session will be there by tomorrow, and Shilpi has shared her connects. So any questions on IPR or other thing also, you feel free to contact Shilpi, me, Deval, anybody. We are all there for you. Thank you. Yeah, we will be sharing the sessions. Thank you very much, Shilpi. And
thank you so much.
Everybody.
Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.